Many of you don't have to be told that Donald Trump's mental health is poor, that his cognitive state is poor. And if you've been following his presidency or watching this show, you know Trump's unstable. You know that Trump appears to be declining cognitively. He's often confused, loses his train of thought. His brain will glitch, coinciding with these weird shoulder spasms. It's very, very odd and disturbing. You might suspect that the entire coronavirus fiasco may not be improving Donald Trump's cognitive state. And you would be right. If you've been paying attention, this would not be a surprise because it's been visible at press conferences. It's been visible via the tweets. And we have a new report out from psychiatrist Dr. Justin Frank, who's been a guest on the program, about Donald Trump's mental health deterioration. Now, before you jump all over me and say, David, Goldwater rule, it's unethical if somebody hasn't personally examined Trump to evaluate his cognitive state. Remember, the Goldwater rule was created specifically to stop criticism about Senator Barry Goldwater back in the 1960s. The Goldwater rule is no objective standard. There's not a consensus about the Goldwater rule. If applied to Trump, the Goldwater rule would silence countless mental health professionals from pointing out the obvious about Donald Trump. Dr. Justin Frank predicted that given Donald Trump's total lack of empathy, lack of ability to take responsibility ever, we should expect to see Trump doing exactly what he is now doing, shrugging off all responsibility for the virus response, ignoring the mounting death toll, often not even mentioning it during his press briefings, instead talking about ratings and popularity. Everything that Dr. Justin Frank has been predicting and told us on our show and that he has been observing is coming true. Trump tweeting about his ratings while the bodies pile up yesterday, saying, because the ratings of my news conferences are so high, Bachelor finale, Monday Night Football type numbers, the lamestream media is going crazy. Trump is reaching too many people. We must stop him, said one lunatic. Here's Trump saying he takes no responsibility for anything.
Fauci said earlier this week that the lag in testing was, in fact, a failing. Do you take responsibility for that? And when can you guarantee that every single American who needs a test will be able to have a test? What's the date of that?
Yeah, no, I don't take responsibility at all because we were given a set of circumstances and we were given rules, regulations, and specifications.
Dr. Justin Frank believes Trump is a sociopath, having no feelings of care, concern, or empathy for other humans. Dr. Justin Frank is worried that Trump is actually unable to feel guilt or remorse, and his public presence as president for more than 3 years seems to confirm that. He doesn't seem to care about the death toll. His mental state is deteriorating, in part because he's unable to do his MAGA rallies, in part because everything around him is crumbling, but it just doesn't compute with his self-perception, with how he views himself. So the daily coronavirus briefings are kind of how Trump is getting his fix, given that he can't do the stadium MAGA rallies. This goes well beyond just narcissistic personality disorder. It's more complicated, it's more serious, but it's nothing new. It's just far more dangerous when the person is promoted from just doing, real estate deals in Manhattan to being president and being responsible for the country's response to a pandemic. It can only get worse. We are literally in the position of trying to limit the death precipitated by Donald Trump. This isn't a good place to be. Dr. Justin Frank has been spot on in his analysis so far. If we have to say, is there anything good? Trump extended the guidelines 30 days and said, stay the hell home. That's good. Okay. And hopefully by the end of April, we will be on the decline of the curve. That's the hope. Remains to be seen.